next question is write a Python program to do the following. So take a number from the user and check that the number is even or odd. If the number is even, print the factors of that number. So if the number is odd, then print the factorial of that number. So in this question, so first we take the number from the keyboard, means user, then check that that number is even or odd. So if the number is even, so we need to print the factors of that number. So if the number is odd, then print the factorial of that number. So the program is, look at that. First we need to take the number from the user, means n is equal to int input, enter the number. So then check that if that number is even or odd. That is our first step. So check that that number is even or odd. So if n mod to equal to 0, then we can say that that number is even. So in the question, if the number is even, we need to print the factors of that number. So we already studied about the factors program, how to print the factors of numbers. So from here to here, this is the factor program. So first just print the 1, because 1 is a factor of all the number. Then from the 2 to that number divided by 2, we need to divide that number with the 2 to that number by 2. So if there is no remainder, we can say that that is a factor of that number. So then finally we need to print that number itself, because that number is itself the factor of that number. So this, from this portion is the printing factors of that number. So the next part means if the number is odd, which means that this if condition is false, it is automatically go to here. If the number is odd, then we need to print the factorial of that number. So first we just print the number is odd, then we need to print the factorial of that number. So we already studied the factorial program. Here factorial means the factorial of 5 means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So here from 1 to that number, we just multiply that number and store the result, then finally print the factorial. So this is a simple program. So some students are do like write a different programs. So question means do all the programs in a single program. That is a question. But the question is, look at that here, write a Python program to do the following, which means that you can write only one program. So take a number from the user. So you already now take the number from the user, then check that the number is even or odd. So you already check that the number is even or odd. So if the number is even, we need to print the factors of that number. So here we need to print the factors. Otherwise means if the number is odd, we need to print the factorial of that number. So this is the program. So add these programs to your practical record book as a 14th program. So this is the program. So write this program to your practical book.